got fired on our honeymoon.
Finding those synergies, if you're a couple, is the best thing. Like,
welcome to a new episode of Growth Through Challenge, real conversations about the human side of building things. My guests today are Shona and Korey Jennings. They both are juggling multiple businesses at the same time, from real estate over mortgages, over a doula practice, and that's where we're sitting right here today, the first cat cafe in the Maritimes. Welcome you both.
welcome.
Thank you.
So tell me in your own words, why have you built so many businesses and over like being self-employed?
Well, that would be you. This is your stupid idea.
Your stupid idea.
Well, I just kind of realized that when I was working for the government that I'm not the most employable person. I really need to be my own person, my own boss, I guess. And I'm always looking to create a new thing, to push the envelope on something new. And at the time, this was the idea that came to me, and I really liked it. So I pushed forward with it. And then parallel to that, I was self-employed in finance. And once I started that, I never left. It's been 10 years now, actually. 10 years in a month.
It was right when you met me. And I was like set to be a professor. I was going to go get a PhD and teach. And then he was like, nah, don't do that. He's like, come and open this cat cafe with me. You're good at sales. Do sales instead. And so then I was really just along for the ride.
Well, we were a few years in at that point.
Yeah. But yeah, and then having the cafe opened up different avenues for me to be able to do other things as well because of the time flexibility. And so I think it was just after COVID or like during COVID, we were discussing me potentially joining real estate. And so I took the course and then I started that, and it was really easy to juggle real estate with the cafe. And obviously I meet a lot of people through the cafe as well. So that was a kind of a nice entry and a nice way to access people and to talk about real estate. And then Korey was already in the finance field, but got fired on our honeymoon because he's not employable. We left for 6 weeks after we got married and we're traveling all over the country. And because of COVID, his job had very much become work from home. But then they found out that he was working from an RV. Anyway, so he was like, you know what? This is just the time to get into mortgage brokering. And so, yeah, that's what you did.
It was a pretty good trip. Pretty seamless transition.
Yeah, it was. So we were like driving the RV back across Canada, and he's there working on his mortgage brokering license. He'd been like mortgage adjacent, I guess you'd say.
I was in the mortgage world already.
Yeah. So it was a very easy transition. And then it worked so nicely for me being in real estate and then him as the mortgage broker, because we get to help clients on both ends of it. And it is so much nicer for the clients than having to be the middleman when they don't necessarily understand the individual worlds. And so we're able to bring it together for them. So yeah. And then after I had my first son, we had hired a doula for that. And it was having her was such an amazing addition to the whole experience and really changed it for me. And so I decided I wanted to do the doula course, because if I could help someone even an iota as much as she had helped me, it would be worth it. And I'd always been interested in birth and postpartum.
Putting it lightly.
Shut up. My grandmother was a midwife. My cousin works with tiny babies in the UK. And so I had grown up around midwifery and babies, and yeah, had always wanted them. So yeah,
I can relate to that because I was a doula myself.
Okay, right.
And for the same reason, like, you know, you want to know something more about your own birth and your own labor when it's coming. And so yeah, it's a great addition to what you love. So talking about the cat cafe, what even made you come up with the idea of building this, and how was it building something unique here? And how did you gain trust from the clients? Because, you know, something they never knew before. How did you start?
That's a good question because, well, I stole the idea from another cafe in, I think it was Alberta at the time. And I just saw like a Facebook post about it, and I thought, hey, that's a pretty cool idea. How can we do that here? But then
good catch.
how we built the relationships required to do this, I have no idea at this point.
Good grief.
It was quite a ride getting the cat shelters on board, because we started with just one and then we lost that one.
Yeah, we've gone through many iterations of shelter partnerships, and we really landed well with Dunroman Stray and Rescue. So shout out to them because they are awesome. Shortly after, because we started with one shelter and that didn't work out for various different reasons, and then it was a lot because it is a new idea in New Brunswick, and so the shelters were like, we don't know how that would work.
Yeah.
And they didn't know how much work it was going to be for them. But then there was also the health department, because they'd never dealt with this either, and so they were making it up as they went, and so were we. So that was tricky too. And then just because sometimes we've got 4 cats in there, because if the shelters don't have the cats, like they don't have the cats to send us, because obviously they need to be good with other cats, they need to be good with people, and they can't be on any like medications or have special diets, because it's really difficult for us to accommodate that in there. And right now we've got 17 cats. Wow. And the room is full.
And they're all like little.
Yeah, a ton of kittens. Well, it's the time of year you tend to see a lot of kittens. It's normally in spring. I don't know. They're all just delayed.
Well, it's probably because we're just old enough to come to the cafe now.
Yeah. So
how did you start? How did you start building trust here? How did you do the marketing? How did you just get the business running after you found shelters and everything?
It was pretty much just like
friends, honestly.
Yeah.
It was like people that we knew already. One of Korey's good friends from university was at the time running his own marketing company, and so he did a lot, like most of the branding for us.
Yeah, because we really strive to make it as professional and high quality as we could. Like my first espresso machine, I'm on my second one now, but my first one was a $20,000 espresso machine. Yeah. So I made sure to invest in good coffee,
so we didn't really
branding.
Start small.
No.
We went all in.
Yeah. So I think that was a big part of it, because it showed we're not just like random people.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we are just random people.
We honestly had no business running a cafe at all.
Little did we know at the time. Because when I started, I didn't even know what a latte actually was.
Yeah. But again, it was people. How did you meet Ron? So Ron Whitney is Whitney Coffee, and that's who we source our coffee beans from, and also get the espresso machines from. And he was huge in getting this place up and running. But how did you meet him?
It's from my hometown.
Oh.
I just kind of knew about him.
Right.
I didn't actually know him.
Oh, well, yeah, you do now. So he was paramount in helping us get set up as well. But a lot of when we started, we had different tables, and they looked like cafeteria tables.
This place was ugly when
it
we
was
started.
Really ugly. We had concrete.
There's no other way to put it.
Light concrete gray floor that had been painted that started like peeling everywhere.
No, it wasn't even painted.
Oh, was it? Oh, it was just concrete?
Yeah.
It was
gray on gray tables, gray chairs on a gray floor.
So we've done lots of like little additions to the aesthetic over the time, and also just because we realized the functionality of how we had set it up to begin with wasn't going to work long term. So we've made, Korey's constantly making additions and wanting to change something out and update something and reinvest back into the business.
So when you say you went all in, how did you do that financially?
Finding people with money and debt.
Or finding people with money and us going into debt.
Well, I had to take a business partner to help with some of the finances to get started. And we got some government-backed bank financing. But then COVID happened, and that required a lot more resource get shoveled into the business to keep it alive. Through the pandemic, but we did make it. And
we've both gone through iterations of working here full time and then working here part time, just to kind of make ends meet. Or at times when the business has needed it, then we've stepped back in, because I guess we kind of run it differently than what a lot of other small businesses would be, because we're not constantly working behind the counter. We spend our time working on the other businesses as well, and then we kind of manage and are the owners of this place. But there was a stint there for I think about a year and a half when I was working here full time and managing it and being a barista.
And since you were saying you went all in, would you say, and it was a lot of work required, would you say the curve was still like going upwards all the time? Like, was it a constant growing, or was there like a lot of detours and a lot of things out of control? And what was the biggest challenge you were facing? Somebody no one warned you about in your whole entrepreneur career?
With the cat cafe specifically, we were open for a month, and then we got a cat cold in the cat room, which we now come to understand is very run-of-the-mill. You don't really have to worry about it, but it was the first one, and it was the first one that the shelter had come across in a situation like this as well. So all the cats got taken back to the shelter. So after we've been here for a month, we were now a cat cafe with no cats. And so that was a curveball that we couldn't see coming. And then, we had business. The business was open for, a year and a couple of months. And then COVID hit. And then we weren't allowed anybody in the cat room for a while. And so all the cats had to leave then. And then when we were allowed to open it again, it was all in sections. And so it was really minimized the amount of people that we were allowed in. That was a huge curveball, and financially, like, that really sucked. And for the employees too, because now the employees didn't have income and they were relying on us. So that was a bit scary. But any other? What did no one prepare you for?
Well, honestly, no one prepared me for how much work a retail business actually is.
Especially food.
Like you have to. I mean, I guess if you had enough resource and money to pay someone to be full-time manager here all the time, then it's different. But with a small business like this, that's just not possible. So it ended up being quite a lot more hands-on work than I expected going into it. Probably to the point where I wouldn't do it again if I knew.
It's all the little things.
Yeah, it's all the little things that just don't get solved unless you directly do it. And those really add up. Mm-hmm. It's never ending. There's always something, especially if you're trying to make things better. Like, even just trying to keep things running okay tends to require a lot. But then if you're also trying to make it actively better, then it just puts that much more requirement.
And it's constant. And you're always the last one. Like, when things are going wrong, it's like the employee will call the manager or somebody higher from them, but then the manager's going to call you. We don't have anybody to call. Like, we need to figure it out. And so, and we used to open at 7, and if an employee couldn't get in the door, guess who's getting out of bed at 6:30 to come and unlock it? And so the buck always stops with you, and that's quite a heavy weight. Because I always feel the weight of people's employment. So when it comes to like staffing and making that decision, and then also unfortunately having to let some people go, that is really, really heavy for me, because people are relying on this for their employment. And if this is their job and I have to have a difficult conversation with them because it's not working out, like, I know what it was like to be 22, 23 and have your job, and like that takes up a large part of your life then to have that go. So that was something that I wasn't prepared for.
It's hard to balance the needs of the business and the needs of employees and owners and everybody else. It's a very delicate balance.
So would you say that is the difference between a retail business and a real estate, for example, or a mortgage? Because a retail binds you on the location, on the employees, but the other one, you're pretty flexible.
Well, not only does it bind you on the location, but you have a physical space. Like, the rent here is more than most people's mortgage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I signed up. I remember the day I signed the lease. At the time, it was, I think it was like $3,500 a month on a 5-year lease. So that's like a $150,000 commitment I essentially was signing off on with no certainty, not a penny made. No, you know what I mean? The business could have just failed. Like,
not really knowing what we were doing.
Yeah, I had no idea. So everything was just a big leap of faith, which is taxing, I guess, emotionally taxing.
Yeah, because the responsibility is completely different, because the responsibility as a realtor is massive, because this is the biggest purchase that people are ever going to make. And so in that regard, that is a much larger responsibility, but it's an acute responsibility, right? Like, it happens in a matter of months. The real responsibility literally can come down to like a matter of minutes when you're on the phone negotiating. So that responsibility is intense, and there's a lot of adrenaline, and it can be really exciting. But then the responsibility of the cafe is like a chronic responsibility. So it's just, the businesses are completely different.
Yeah, it's mostly because you're dealing with stuff rather than a service.
Yeah.
That's where a big part of it is, where the difference is. When you're just dealing with a service, everything's remote. There's no physical stuff. You just, phone, text, email, whatever. But here, coffee has to come in every week. Groceries have to come in every week. People need to go make the stuff. It's just very different.
And you're also dealing with completely different amounts of money, because a cup of coffee is probably one of the cheapest things you can buy, and a house is probably the most expensive.
You as a couple, how does that the whole entrepreneurial life influence you guys as a couple, and having young kids as well?
Yeah, well, so much, because literally last night, what was it, 9:20? The kids were finally in bed, and I was submitting an offer, and he was the mortgage broker on it. And so before I took the dog for a walk, I was like, hey, I need a pre-approval letter. And then I go to the dog for a walk, come back, and then I have to submit the offer at 9:20. But then our kid, the older one, is always the last at daycare, because we don't need to go to work at 8:00 or even 9:00 or sometimes even 10:00. And so often Kenzie's not at daycare until 10, 11.
He's always the last kid.
Yeah, he's always the last
and
kid.
usually the last kid getting picked up too.
Yeah. So there's a lot of flexibility, and it definitely leaves for an interesting work-life balance and an interesting schedule, because we don't have one. Yeah. But the kids get taken around a lot on work stuff. So this afternoon, I need to go run a bunch of errands for real estate, and he's going to be coming with me. So, but I think, it's fun, because for the past, what day are we today? Wednesday? Monday, Tuesday, we were up visiting Korey's family, and we were able to work while we were away. So that's really nice. A really nice lifestyle change too.
It means I never need a vacation to do anything, but that also means I never get a vacation.
especially Korey.
Even on vacation, we went to the UK twice in the past year, and I worked the entire time I was there.
Yeah.
So,
What's the thing that keeps you going? Do you motivate each other?
I think a lot of it is necessity, to be honest.
Well, in terms of motivation, I feel like you motivate me to do more income generating work, because obviously with the young kids, they're my entire life, and then I motivate you to do less income generating work.
Yeah, I guess.
It's definitely yin and yang.
Yeah. Well, and also just we feel the burden of responsibility too. Here, we have a handful of staff who rely on us for their livelihood, essentially. And then professionally, we're both in a role where people are relying on us to make a very large change in their life or purchase or whatever the case may be.
And not to toot our own horn, but we're good at it. I'm a good realtor, and he's a good mortgage broker. And so there's that level of responsibility as well, because I want, for the people that are close to me, or the people that are coming to me and being like, hey, I want a realtor, I want to provide that service at the level that I know I can provide it to them at. And so there's that kind of motivator as well. And he's a good broker, because I spend my entire life listening to him on the phone.
So success is a big motivator.
Yeah, but it's not so much about the...
Is it helping?
I'm a successful broker. It's more
I did that.
I like the challenge of it, but it's also more about having that flexible lifestyle and being able to provide to the kids, have them have experiences, because we can take them on experiences and that sort of thing. He came to the UK.
Yeah, he's been twice
now.
Yeah,
not even 2. And,
well, that was before. Yeah, before his first birthday, he'd traveled twice internationally.
And we don't need to ask anybody permission to take time off. It's just
that's huge.
We just go as long as we can afford it. So
yeah, he's planning a cool trip to Japan.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And because obviously we've got friends that are in a 9-to-5, and it's I'll have to see if I can get vacation, and we're like, we ain't gotta do that.
While also crying to myself, what is vacation?
Yeah. Or what it would be like to just be able to sign off.
Yeah, that's the big thing, is you can't truly disconnect in business you can with a job.
With any of them, with mortgage brokering, with realtor, with the cafe, with doula stuff as well. I'm not actively practicing because he is still too attached to me, but when I was, it was a lot on friends and family, because you can't schedule birth. And so at the drop of a hat, I was having to disappear.
We're pretty much always on call.
Yeah.
So we are very flexible with our time and what we can do, but we're still always on call. So that burden's still always there.
Yeah.
I mean, one day it would be nice, like if Korey had an associate or something that could take over his stuff.
Yeah,
so
that's
that
me right now. I'm the associate
You are the
taking over for someone else. Letting
You're
him
someone
have the
else's
time
grunt.
off.
It'll come. Yeah, and then that would be the goal too with real estate, is to have, it doesn't even have to be an associate. I don't want it to be like someone under me, just somebody that is of similar standard.
Reliable.
Yeah, and that could take over so that we could actually leave for a little bit. And then I would love to have a big enough doula practice where there was other doulas that I was working with, and we could help each other out. Yeah, you want to get back into it?
No. Too tired for that.
Fair.
You certainly don't do it for the money.
No, you do it as a passion project.
That's right.
I keep doing those.
What's the one piece of advice you would give the listener if they are trying to build something, or if they're trying to, get successful, or even if couples trying to get more flexible in time?
I'd probably say, persistence is obviously key. Like you can't just give up when things get difficult. But probably the bigger thing is, the thing I always look for is synergies. Like that's why she got into real estate, is because I kind of pushed her into it, because I knew I was already in the mortgage world at that time, because she started as a realtor 1 year before I became a broker. But I had already made up my mind that I was going to become a broker. I was just waiting for the right time to exit my job at the time. So then I got fired, which made the decision for me.
It's actually very convenient.
It was very convenient. I got fired, but it wasn't really being fired. I let's just say they didn't want to get sued, because I could have sued them if they didn't pay me. But I knew I was going into mortgage brokering, so I figured, well, if I'm going to mortgage brokering, I'm going to run into a lot of clients who need realtors. So why don't you become a realtor?
And it was something I'd been interested in for a while.
Yeah,
Even prior to meeting you.
she always loved going to see houses.
Brat. So as a military brat, you see a lot of houses, and in the UK, which is where I was born.
Her favorite part of house shopping is the house shopping.
Yeah, I
it's
love
actually going to the houses.
Yeah, it's always been in my blood.
So I figured it would be smart to have synergy, and turns out that worked out really well. She's not a top agent in the sense of the numbers, but that's not what we were shooting for. What we were shooting for is just to earn a comfortable income while we have young kids, and then the longer you stay in business, as long as you do a good job, you just tend to do better over time. So I figured, start small. I can send you some clients, and it should be enough, and it was. So even while she was pregnant and had a less than 1 year old, she's essentially working part-time, but earning about as much as an average full-time worker would, just because I could send her the business, and it was a sure thing essentially. So I think finding those synergies, if you're a couple, is the best thing. Like if you're both good at the same thing, that's not that helpful.
Yeah.
You need to be good at separate and different things. Like we complement each other's weaknesses on top of that. So it really helps to look at it through that lens, I think.
And I think for advice as well, a lot of businesses, especially the cafe and real estate, you have to be able to ride the waves. Because there's so many times, and I say that to you a lot, I'm like, it's all right, it's going to come back around. Because there's been some times when the cafe has been scary. And we're like, okay, guess we're pulling more money out of the line of credit to pay employees. And it's like, this is just another wave. Like, it's going to come back around, because it always does. And so far, it always has. And it will continue to do so until it doesn't.
But you have to adjust to the circumstance.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
We work a lot of hours here we did not want to work.
Yes. And it usually happens, Korey comes to me and he's like, I need you to go back and work at the cafe. I'm like, oh, okay. And the only reason it's is because it takes me away from the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when they're little, I want to be around as much as possible. So yeah, that's the only reason. Because it's really fun working here just as a barista. There's the cats, and the customers are all really good, and it can be like a fun challenge working behind them when it gets busy. And then it's also fun working with the employees as well, because we always seem to hire like good people, and they're enjoyable to work with.
On average.
Yeah.
So it does come with a big price of always, being available, being here, but it also comes with a big benefit of just having flexible schedules and doing things others can't.
Well, for the service businesses, yes, but when we were stuck working here, like more or less full time, then there's really no flexibility,
Right?
Because it's business hours, right? So, and that was one of the other things about retail that I didn't really fully think of going into it. It was like you're tied to business hours. It doesn't matter what's going on in your life. You have to come and open the doors.
Like one of our favorite things is being able to go to Costco on like a Tuesday morning. Nobody else is there, but we can.
One last question, privately, what is the conversations you have among each other, what a regular business partner would never have, or a regular entrepreneur? Because you're both, self-employed business couple.
Well, so I guess we tried. Oh, I've got two now. We tried to sell our house last year, and the idea was to disappear off to where we were going. Yeah, we were going to start in Portugal.
Just different countries in Europe.
We were going to sell the house and go do it for like 6 months and just live abroad. And that is only possible because of the businesses and being entrepreneurs. But we weren't able to sell a house for what we wanted to do. So that plan.
Yeah, I assume our conversations tend to be more outrageous than a typical couple as a result, right? So we come up with stupid
ideas. That's just you.
Well, maybe stupid ideas or crazy ones, or what should we do next? Like I was even talking. Like I'm always talking to her about, okay, what are we doing? What's the next plan? Because we're in child creating mode right now, kind of. So then just the other day I was asking her, like, okay, well, after the next baby, what's your focus? Is it real estate? Is it doula? Like what is it?
And then it's kind of funny because my brain right now is very much just like baby oriented. And I'm like, I know when I'm thinking about when is he going to wake me up in the middle of the night? And he's like, so what's your plan in like 5 years time? I'm like, But then it kind of like, it gives me the kick to start thinking about it. And that's how we end up in these ridiculous situations with too many businesses.
Yeah. Basically, she takes care of the short term and I take care of the medium and long term.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what we're always thinking about. But
never really thought of it that way, but yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your behind the scenes a little bit.
You're welcome. I hope it was somewhat
Absolutely.
interesting.
Well, I enjoyed listening to you. Thank you guys to the ambitious couple who juggles it all. Household, businesses, kids, and a life.
Keeps things interesting. Yeah. It's never boring.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed this conversation, then make sure to like the video, subscribe, and follow me for more.